Hi, it's Kim, and thank you for coming to the channel today. Today what I'm going to try to do is get my Pilea ready to plant outside. Now what I'm going to do, I've got a whole lot of different ones that have been babies from my original Pilea, and I'm going to pull one out and I'm going to plant it in one of my Hypertufa dishes. I've got this one all prepped and ready, and I am going to plant it in outside. Now we're not going to put it in full sun. I may try a little later in full sun because this is basically a house plant. But let me pull this out of here, and I don't know any other way of separating them until I can actually get to the roots of the plant. So we're just going to pull it up out of here. Here we come. There's the plant. Let me move this. Now you can see the roots growing around. And I really even think that these tiny little pieces are new plants to be that are going to come up through the soil. Now this soil is really dry right now. The moisture was way down deep. But there are a lot of little babies growing, you can see by the roots. Okay, now the one that I have picked, I think is going to be this one. So, let me just kind of ease these roots out and see how easily this one will come off. Oh, just a little yank and I've got him. Look at that. Oop, those are tangled up together. Now you can see that these are circling that pot. I really believe that these are looking for more room to grow. So I may end up separating these and put them into bigger pots, because there are a lot of tiny ones trying to grow right there. They need some more room for sure. But let me put that aside for right now, and let's get it into the Hypertufa. And I did pull off a couple of the leaves right there, so we're just going to snip those off. And this will be our new plant already. I think he looks good. Okay. Now, here, let me set him up on there for now. And here's my box of soil. Look at that little garden tip. Use your pants rack. These old things you got rattling around in the laundry room, just use them to snap the tops of your plant bags or potting soil bags. Works like a charm. It's not going to need much more than that. And then my poultry grit to give it extra good drainage. I'm just going to put a handful or two of that. That's the crushed granite that I use in a lot of my succulent containers. Okay, now we'll just mix that up. And we'll have that all ready, because you do want to plant one of these Pileas in well-draining soil. And what could be more well-draining than my Hypertufa? Now this one is a used pot. It does have a hole in it. And I don't remember how many years old it is. Could have been made last year or the year before. I've got a piece of screen to put over the hole. And then let's get the soil in there. Let me see. That's pretty shallow. Okay, now, well, it must be Motorcycle Festival this weekend. Now you can see all those tiny little roots coming through. That one looks like a broken root. But there is, look, a tiny baby growing right here. I don't know if you can see that. It's right at the end of the point of my scissors. And then one right there looks like it's just starting to try to surface. So this may have a lot more in it shortly. But let's get it down in there. That looks pretty well centered. And here we go. Now, got that in there. I think I'm going to add just a tiny bit more to press it down in there. And then this one's going to need to be well watered because he was in very dry soil there at the top. But I think that's going to look really good. And then that little tiny one that's growing right at the stem, he'll just push right back up through the surface, I think. Now this time of evening, we're not really having much sun. I may let him set out through the rest of the evening and then on through the night, and I'll put him back in before the noon sun hits tomorrow. But I think he looks real good. And that will be my Pilea and Hypertufa. And he's going to be outside. Now I'm going to give her a good drink of water because she really needs it. And then this Hypertufa, which is dry, it's been setting out here dry also, it needs to really soak up some moisture so that it won't wick all the moisture initially from the plant and the soil. So this should go real well. Hopefully I'll have some real good photos for you a little bit later when she's all settled in. But I'll have a blog post back on the blog so that you can see how she looks. I think she's going to look mighty fine. Yep, it's starting to run out the bottom now. So that's good. Oh, I hear the hummingbirds. That's good. Okay, well, thanks for joining me today. And I will let you know later on in the summer how the Pilea Peperomioides is doing outside. There's got to be a better name for this plant. I can't pronounce that one, but I'm challenged with pronunciation. But thanks for joining me today, and stick around and watch more videos, and join me later, and we'll have another one in a few days, if not earlier. Thanks for coming. Oh, but wait a minute. I'm not done. I couldn't resist it. I planted more. I got another one of my Hypertufa pots out, and I planted another couple of those little ones in there. And then after I planted those, I thought, wait a minute, there's more. So I scrounged up another couple pots and planted the rest of them. They're just so pretty. It's getting dark, you can hardly see, but they look so wonderful. Okay, we have a few of these long root pieces that broke off and didn't really seem to belong to any of those. And some of them almost seem to have sprouts. I'm going to plant them over in one of my pots just to see if we have a new Pilea grow up. So here we go. So I'm going to take my roots and we're going to put them right in here, and we'll just keep an eye on them throughout the next several weeks may or may not sprout into new plants, but I don't want to waste them if it will. Here, let me just use my fingers. Oops, there. Now, they're slightly buried so that they don't have too far to poke up through there, but maybe that'll make some new Pilea. God knows I've got enough of it now, but I'm gonna have more. And that's it.